Hi everybody, this is Gary Dean with Sentiment Timing, and this is our technical video report for Sunday, February 1st, 2026. So, January, that was a complete chop fest, and it was we ended up closing the month. Where is February for right around here? So we ended up closing up on the for the month. But you can see every time they tried to do a breakout, we came down, and then really the last 2 days there was some big selling. But this is the daily chart. And you can see once we got to the 50-day moving average, that's where buyers were stepping in. They even tried it again on Friday. And, again, buyers stepped in. And the S&P only closed down, I think, 26 points, nothing really major. And this is after two major sell days in a row. So this is obviously what the bears need to get through. If they can get through this, the 68, 67, then obviously we're going to be coming down and testing the support at the 60, let's just say right around that 6,800. And if they lose that, that's when we're coming down to the 67.13. But this is a bear flag. It's an uptrend channel, but we're at the top, so it's actually a bear flag. And you can see we've hit it. We came down. So if they're going to come up, there's a chance it's going to get up here. I think this is pretty sufficient on this. So I think that we're going to be testing the lower end of it and possibly breaking it. And I'm not ruling out that we're going to come down and test this to 6,700 before all is said and done. I do believe volatility is here. I don't believe it's going to be going anywhere. And that's for a number of reasons. One is really geopolitical. There's just a lot going on out there, and I think a lot of money is a little kind of cautious right now. So I'm still bullish on this market. I think that if we do get some kind of pullback, that we want to make sure support holds, and then from there, start building long positions. But I've been saying for really the past from right around here, like these highs here, that you got to be very careful with the S&P, because we have these sell signals on the daily charts, and we're even with these moves right here, we're just starting to get a little bit of a cross. That's why I'm leaning a little bit more on the downside than I am the upside, just to relieve some of the momentum there. But really, we want to keep an eye on the 68, 67. If that breaks, then just anticipate that the next move is going to be coming down to the 67, 80, let's say 67, 90 level, and then possibly down to the 67.13. So on the weekly chart, the hourly chart, again, we had these sell signals. So this is not surprising that we got this pullback. Now what we want to do is figure out what's the next move, because we really don't have any buy signals yet. And we're getting close into getting to the overbought levels. But this looks like it could be an ABC. And if that's the case, we'll know pretty early on Monday, even in overnight trading, what the futures are doing. But this is really just looking for a test back to these highs, and it could be, some type of double top area, because from there, either we're going to break out to new highs and get up to the 70-50 level, or we're simply going to be forming some type of range from the high to the low. And from there, we'll just be kind of going back and forth, which is fine because we can trade both ways on that. But right now, the thing is that we don't know where we are right now, because we're either, if it's an ABC to the upside, we'd be looking for a test of these highs, a double top. But if it's an ABC to the downside, meaning A, B, C, we're looking for a move to come down to that 68.38 level. And if we go back and look at the support levels, the 68.34 is right in pretty much where the top of this candle is right here. So this is where things got a little bit volatile, but that would be the downside target, and it's actually right at the bottom of this bear flag right here. So that's right around that 68.40. If the bulls can get the bears can push through that, that's where we start looking at lower levels. But we can see on the on the 15-minute chart, even this bounce right here, we had sell signals, and this was a pretty strong move, as you can see, and we don't have any buy signals. And typically you get these types of moves right here where we get nice buys, a nice long setup on this because we have buy signals, and then from there they just, the bulls usually do some kind of massive short squeeze. But right now we just want to keep an eye on things and see how it goes, because a move down to the 68.38 would actually make sense, because that would give us some buy signals on this, and from there we'll probably retrace back up again. And I'm going to show you a lot about the retracements, because a lot of things have gone vertical, going with the quantum stocks, the silver, the gold. And one thing that I preach, and I say it in the trading room, I say it in the reports, that anything that goes vertical is going to retrace, and that retracement is going to be very, very violent. And we've seen that in the quantum stocks. We've seen them in silver. We see them in gold, especially silver. Silver, that was one of the biggest drops, I think, in history. It fell 28% in one day, and that's insane. But it also has gone up 100% in the last, I think, 6 months. So you're going to get these massive swings, but I'm going to show you the vertical stuff. So anyway, if it's an ABC to the downside, we're looking at the 68.38 level. That should give us some kind of buy signal on the 15-minute chart, because we'll be making lower lows. And we actually, that would be, like I said, the bottom of the channel that I was looking at. So right here's this is just a short term, a 5-minute chart. And one thing I want to show you is this, is that when we got this big move down, we came up and we traced just about right up to the 78% retracement level. And wait, it's on a shorter term chart. Okay, so this, where am I looking at? Hang on one second. Okay, here we go. So right here, you can see when we had this big drop, we came up and retraced. Oh, you know what it is? Hang on one second. Okay, sorry, I had it on the same setting. So when I was changing this chart, it was changing my other one. But okay, so let's get back to this. So on this big drop right here, you can see the recovery came right up to the 78% retracement level. From there, sellers stepped in. But now if we look at the short-term chart and go from these lows to this high, you can see this drop went right to the 78% retracement. So that's why I'm saying we're forming some kind of triangle right here, and it's actually, fairly big, meaning that, this is the top of it right here, and this is going to be the bottom right here. And whatever way it breaks, you can see this is it's going from 69.92 all the way down to the 68.70. So say about 120 points. So if we break to the upside, then what we'd be looking at is a move going all the way past all-time highs. But if we break to the downside, we're going to be adding 120 points to 6,900. So that's going to bring us all the way down to that 780 area that I was talking about, where it'd be testing these lows right here. So we really got to keep an eye on this triangle right here, because what I've learned in my years of trading is that when you see 78% moves in each direction, you're just forming a massive triangle. And really, you can see we had a low, high, low. We hit the high there. So this is suggesting that the next move is going to be to the downside. And you could even see we almost have some bearish divergences setting up too. So, but this is a short-term chart, so it's not, I wouldn't really pay attention to those. But the triangle is really what we want to keep an eye on, because this is pretty big and it's significant. And again, I don't think I would be really paying too much attention if it breaks to the upside, unless we get some news, because I still think we need more time on the downside than we do the upside. So I'm kind of, like I said, tomorrow I'm expecting lower, but what I want to do is wait and see what the futures are telling us to make some trading decisions. So IWM, that has been getting zero love lately, down 1.4%. And again, let's go back to those vertical moves that I was talking about. And when you see these types of moves that go pretty much just straight up without any break at all, they're going to retrace this entire move. And you can see, you can even start it from here where it went vertical. We did retrace and then we went vertical again. But this is, this is what happens, and why I say I don't chase these moves. And anybody who did it in silver just got absolutely clobbered. But anybody who tried to short silver too early got absolutely clobbered. So the vertical moves you want to just step away from, and then you want to start picking and choosing where you want to buy the retracement. So You can see here we don't have any bullish divergences on the 15-minute chart, suggesting that IWM still may have more downside, and we'd be looking at the 256.81, but more likely down to this support right here at the 255 level. So if we do come down to the 255, I'm interested in buying. We traded IWM really well on Friday, and I made a couple SPY trades. That really saved the portfolio because the quantum stocks got absolutely slaughtered again. So we did take a little bit of a drawdown, but nothing what it would have been if we just kind of just let those stocks run. So if the bears get through these lows, you're going to keep an eye. The first support is going to be right at the 256.81, but I think more likely we're going to be coming down to the 255.30. On the upside, the bears are, the bulls are really going to have to get it above these highs right here at the 263.45. If they do, there's resistance right at the 264, and then more resistance at 266. And until the bulls can get it past this, the 266 level right here, this resistance, the bears are in control. So we got to keep an eye on that and just watch it. And we don't have any buy signals, so we got to just really watch how things play out. If we take a look at the 60-minute chart, again, you can see this 256.46, that support area that I was talking about. This is going to be really the last line in the sand besides this little peak right here at the 255.43. So if it comes down there, you can see we actually have some buy signals on the 60-minute chart. So as long as it holds, I'm interested in looking on the long side, but they've been getting slaughtered lately, and the easier trade has been just shorting each rally. And you can see right here this 260, right around that 263.88. If they can get it above it, they're getting above these moving averages, and that's where I would expect a test of the 266. So if we need more, the downside, the support levels, the bulls, they got to get it above the 263.71 to make a run for the 266.82. We are pretty oversold right here. We do have some bullish divergences on momentum. So seeing a move coming up and testing these levels would make sense. But again, the small caps are pretty sick right now. So let's take a look at the ones that got hit hardest on Friday. And I really don't have a rhyme or reason for it, but IWN, IREN, that was down 10%. You can see the support levels are right around this 49.64. If they lose it, then we're probably coming down and going to be testing the 43 or the 45 level. But this has gotten absolutely slaughtered. If we keep going, TSSI down 3.5%. I like this stock the most right now. It's broke out from these lows right here, but you can see it's got to get through these moving averages. My first upside target is going to be right at the 1487. From there, I believe it's going to be coming up to the 21. But long term, I believe we're coming up and we're going to be closing this gap at the 28. So any chances that they give you to buy, I like it. And even if it continues lower, just add to it because I still see higher levels on this, and you guys can do your research on it. It's a pretty interesting stock. The main concern is their only client or their main client is Dell, but Dell's been making a lot of those data centers, so that's where this company's making money. RGTI down 8%. You can see it is at support right here. I would expect it to find support right here. And again, just going at those vertical moves. I mean, yeah, I got out of this thing way too early on it, but you can see right here, it's come back and retraced this entire vertical move, and that's why you don't chase them. So I think that these have some buy signals on the daily. I'm very interested in RGTI. If you wanted to go a little bit on the cheaper route, you just go to RGTIW. We could look at these charts. They don't really make a whole lot of sense. I'm not saying it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but what I'm saying, here's that vertical move. They retraced the whole thing, but really RGTIW is going to follow RGTI. So we really want to just chart this one, but moving on, QBTS down 8%. Again, we're at support levels, so this is areas I like. We have we don't really have buy signals, but again, vertical move, retrace the whole thing. RXRX, I like this one. It doesn't move as fast. I believe it's going to be a lot higher than where it is right now. I believe we're coming up and we'll be testing the 15 and possibly even up to the 16. But eventually, years from now, when the AI really kicks in, I believe this is going to be a $30-$40 stock. So I like this one. And then we have CCX. That one got hit by 12%. Again, another stock I like. It's retracing all this, but we don't really have buy signals because this move right here. But if we take a look at the 60-minute chart, then I think we see some buy signals. And no, we don't. So basically, this is suggesting that we could do a full retracement of that entire vertical move and come all the way down to this to the 1284. But again, I like these stocks. I'm not really concerned with them. Gold, vertical move down. You don't chase these. It hurts when you miss it, but anybody who chases this stuff, this is what happens with it. So gold was down 10%, and then this is really the killer right here, silver. So silver is a complete vertical move. You can see we retraced a huge piece of it in just 2 days. It went all the way down to 68. I wouldn't be surprised to see it going a little bit lower than that. But again, don't give up on silver because silver is an industrial metal, and it's used for a lot of the chips. It's used for just a lot of stuff. So I'm not giving up on it. I'm not going to try to catch this falling knife. I'd rather see things slow down a little bit. And, I'm still a believer in it, especially with this move right here. You can see that we have no sell signals. So the portfolio, let's take a look. So this was Thursday. I'm sorry I missed that report. I had to run out, but we made 1,400 on Thursday, and on Friday it's showing 530, but that's just after hours. We if you look, this is 424.54. That's our close on Friday, and you can see we are 427.390. So we lost about 3,000, but again, after showing you what these what our portfolio was holding and what they did. It's a lot better than what it could have been. So I'm okay with it. We're going to have some up days and down days. I do believe that these quantum stocks are going to be making some type of bottom. So I've been adding to them the entire way down, and when we get a jump, you're going to see the portfolio go up 5, 6, 7,000, and from there, that's why I start laying out of those positions that I added to. So let's see what plays out tomorrow. Have a fantastic rest of your weekend, and I will talk to you guys in the morning.